Okay, we are Ghana ni mapa, an African ni, no one to Ghana piano padia. Wonderful, no make come for massive for products. Amount, no matter what African shop, here remove, no be beer, but when you're not shop massive for product, or be a no yellow, a binny and go, when Zoe and Cassa would deal with the season, not a woman and Cassa. Sounds so any more or big to mess. Any bread, Okaya, now do make more, and that's what don't be, and was so would be. Sounds so any more prancer next I have ready. So and no more Tom Brown, Oka, no with oh baby, so for go massive for ya, a house cocoa, are you ready? Sansona, go, I am ready. Okay, I now don't quite the apostle. Now, now, said people to mass products and also pan, Oka, no Kusaka, more Agusi, Dakwa, into the pato, or African shop, be one. The pato be also confess, a mass products. Go, no, to show Gianepa, Neddy, Nene Apomodimpa, Nene de Unia Pomodimpa, not just a woody beer, Apomodimpa, and a Unia, a dear, a Jumapa. The pato, go mass product, go, Nako Shebi, not so, not for you with Gianity, no welcome sampa, where they Gianepa, Obeba about the Damascus. The pato, go mass product, who are brought to the dear, no baby at home, and all baby, Nibbi, a beer, or ye, Nakasia, or ye, Ninketwa, who baby now to not one, the pato, free near baby, our 973 609 3741. Now a friend on a way to now swap out home. The pato Ghana said, yeah, a commands, a boo or homo. The pato may be a watch water, Accra, Ghana, baby Biara, I'll be brown Ghana shop mono, Obenebi, our homo, or mass products every Ghana, and would say, packaging and see it's all about com. Are you tired of your workplace, or you are looking for a job with a good pay and benefits, with a sign-up bonus as a nurse, personal care, companion care, occupational therapist, physical therapist, adult foster care, speech therapist, home health care service, supportive home care service, and you are looking for a good agency? Look nowhere else than PNP Vision Healthcare Services. Contact them right now. Nurses and CNAs are urgently needed. Go online and fill an application at pnvisionhomehealthcare.com or call them at 508-762-9533 or 508-250-8378. Come, let's find you a better job. Hello, Busiafo. Yeda ubi biara say abreni na wodi u TV no eto oba papa tio TV so na wo hwe efise interview ade bremu no mo am say kukudam ene ade bremu abreni na enti no so wo papa tio TV ampa cha obebre no wa share ama wodofo nso so enye bi ahye na ne de yakotwe enua bema nyunyamfo obedru America ha no say na wonya bedru America ha de onim say Ghana de bebia na yetwe ne fa bedru America ha de a na wo say yesoso yetimi etwe no efa bebia obepie Worcester maimu na bebia meka me say Ghana crop so di president na say wo ba na wan ba Worcester na che say wonya ready so so di president for Ghana ampa enua be meyi ebepie mu e America Watumika aba Worcester aba bechia Worcester fo nyina na die ntin so na wabedru Worcester oba patio mentwe no embassy studio ni embusa no ensem ba ko mienu bi emfa ne ho abrebia obete ne nka no ebia na politics na abete ne nka ene ye bedomu soko ne ahwe nipa nkasa oye bebi ofri bebi ewo no bebi okọ school ejime di se bia wate ne nka so bebi ewo no kra no nim bebi ewo no nti ene opese wo hu bebi ewo no meken na meka hwana Onyumunyamfo Kwabena Agyei Agyepong. First, no, Executive Director, Emma West Africa Federation of Engineering Organization. Samsona, no, CEO, Emma Executive Chairman, Siwat Ghana Limited. 2018, in 2001, not just a COVID time, na CEO, any Executive Chairman, Emma Company. The Edodo na so edinim no ese no ye press secretary emma ye president John Agyepong 2001 to 2006 former general secretary de meka emma NPP me di se baby awo bia no unim no ono enene oba be piem ewo oba papa tio TV so yendi mi kan ko yenkoma na kwa abasronko na yenhwe ni owo edema yen Mr. Kwabena Agyei Agyepong me ma kwa abade ba oba papa tio TV so
and this is one my kwenya said your kind of Worcester had it uba ha na jese waba Ghana mem
papa
me ba ha na jese o frame no na jese me ni aso se me ba na me no bedi kita ho kaka
na mpacho busuafo nyina ho ye wo Ghana
nyame adom mo ho ye me ba no de na obi a ho ye
oba se na ye president nso ho
ye pa
da Urade ase nipa bebre nim yenua be ma Kwabena Agyei Agyepong se no ye former NPP General Secretary na me pese obebum wankasa se so bi a onim se na ye General Secretary a ni ye bo Kwabena Agyepong one ne wana
oh me timaka say ye wo me Independence Day 1962 wo Kumasi Saturday hospital for Agyei say the Conference Teaching Hospital the so nyina G ne friend no me papa ne friend lawyer Agyei Agyepong na mama Margaret Agyepong ono no lawyer ni na mama so stenographer secretary nti mfiti ase ende me share school ase wo Kumasi na yete omo enim krofo ho na me ko school Modern City Academy edi ko wie Royal International School no ye nyina na yesese din no edi ko Royal International School ti ho na me ye common entrance I mean child that time dey na chese abrante na me ho shipa nti na me tope minya ekonya eko fancy pem wo Cape Coast Cape Coast ho na me call me secondary school so we free Kumasi na ko Cape Coast ya na emuwa nti also na mkoye me O levels A levels and sana na me besia ko University of Science and Technology Kumasi ho na mkoye civil engineering so took about 4 years until me 1981 na ewie 1986 no actually no na me started my juma as a civil engineer me said do na omunim say me engineer because of my public sports ne niema na nam so nipa do no ehu me no nti but na me adwuma Ghana Highway Authority omo eyi akwan so e wo Ghana 1987 na me started Ghana Highway Authority Tnemwa kakra till 1993 na me free ho 93 94 na me ko set up me private firm me nua baako free company no Constru Consult Limited nti ho na aja edidi mu sa time na politics I say afi na efefe kakra wo Ghana 87 88 89 that was the end of the Cold War. Na that time there was pressure on the whole world say obia nko enye kemem nkememu ti Ghana that time na asoja for na hwe so PNDC time ti ne mo odin ye papa na so Ghana for akan ho bom say e de pekemem nkememu
nti ho na odi rule politics mu
me bremu a bit earlier
politics ni me pese be ko mu sesia
sa ho
enne menya we de wo say busa won sampa
no correct
wo kasa no ka o papa ene ye wo mpato wo nuanom
mo nuanom bebre papa o bebre kakra me ma me side de na me nkwane be ma mo nua ma ansia
wow
na me papa side so no ebi ka ho me say you can nyina bo ma na be 16 na those days na penifo no mo bebre
na okay emma no meba because minim say first no na ye say ma de eni kwan so mo ko school do echire na se fonwe ma no bi enso ho no ma o mo so e ko school do echire se na
o ma no kra ko school do echire se
wow
me nua no ma penifo mienu de baako wo mienu nyina wo UK baako ye banker on wo be settle wo Ghana nansen na o ko retirement to ko wie na adwuma wo ADB Agyei Development Bank but no adwuma Ghana Commercial Bank wo London no Cheapside so almost say deny na Ghana International Bank wo UK no ndo o baga o betena Ghana nanse na wasan akɔ UK deɛ medi n'akyi direct na yɛfrɛ no Stella ɔno deɛ watena aburokyire saa up to now ɔyɛ medical biochemist na ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ Homerton Hospital ɔno nso sɛ sɛ Britain de 65 ansa na wakɔ retirement sɛ was slow down kakra but ɔwɔ hɔ ɛna ɛna mewɔ Rosemary ɔno mfa mmienu wɔ hɔ a ɔmo de ne nyɛ maame ma Kofi ɔno nso wɔ UK Georgina de nansia na ɔyɛ nyame deɛ ofiri mu nti yɛdɔɔso mmaa no Rosemary odi m'akyi no ɔyɛ assistant professor wɔ America Texas ɔkyerɛ deɛ ɔyɛ lecturer ɔno ɔyɛ ne PhD in chemistry.
That's beautiful. Na me sambra wankasa na afi bi mu sa sɛ waware no waware nso a umma ɛyɛ sɛn.
Yɛ friend no Lawrence Agyepong say ɔno so mene no wɔ nkɔlaa mmiɛnsa Kofi Kwame na maame ya ɔno nso yɛ PhD holder sa ɔyɛ lecturer
ɛno na kan me bisa sɛ bi wɔ mo yɛ engineer na sɛ obi ni ho fa wa na mo ntuo ni bi
me ba boy no do ndo fa me bibia me first born ɔno conference pem to say de me papa conference pem o ma me so me conference pem no ɔno so conference pem and I have 3 generations of Agyepong yeah old boys of conference and ɔno so yɛ civil engineer or text sɛ me to say no we about 5-6 years into ɔno yɛ adwuma petroleum authority of Ghana to under Ghana nkitwa mmienu deɛ yɛwɔ m ha America ha sɛ nti ɔmo bɛn wɔ ha yɛ ɔmo Boston here.
Okay.
Nti baako ketewa no wɔ mu no ɛbɛwie University of Massachusetts ɔyɛ development planning nti ɔno wɔ hɔ ɛna bɛrima no nso so ɛyɛ IT computer engineering wɔ Queen's College.
Okay. That's nice. ɛna me sɛ musa wo sɛ me sɔ no na abrɛ bi a me hu wɔ TV so bia no na ɛyɛ football.
That's right.
Na ɛyɛ football. Ebre ben na mane ya wo de call politics.
Football no de ade a misane na papa pe ball kotoko stadium. To misane no de me rare stadium. I think it must have been 1967 oh baby. Nti maame gidie ene na be pe ball. Nti so nyina nkola e kwa so wi ya ne se ya tiesi. Edu kwesi ya Kumasi ne ball a lot of calls football. Those days na nkola ball. Nti we nante akoso ame ana wakɔ ahemfie ana wakɔ Supreme Valley na wakɔ hwebɔ nti eno akiri na me di nyini ye no nyina no eduru ba bia me wo university na me ta akɔ abrochire holidays so na me because me pay football saa nti na me pay me tie commentary pa isusa no radio na wuti na me say me nyina me yes adwuma bi you know I would like to be a sports commentator and it means exposure to how BBC or Majuma ITV because in the early 80s no say my point or take na me ho abrochi and na me timi opportunity to watch BBC no me didn't influence me it me back to Ghana in 1987 January me started my national service no be introducing me to sports director or Ghana Broadcasting Corporation near friend Henry Ako that is about 86 years to want to introduce me to sports say participate football pa me or invest in ade no bi na ko ka kire na madam va ko so America a friend papa paint on na papa regional sports development officer nti from there no programs your national television friend sports beat anopade and then you made a friend sports highlights. Nah, to me started with sports with being a panelist. Them so much share me and I'm more talent, you know. And I had a flair for the work. In T that time not me Penny Edward Fachi. So what did I want to know who's to sports highlights, you know. Nah, I'm say international matches be by I'm so called United. Because Congo that time near was Agyei. Or me say the flight back. Until Monday you know. I say mo po be replacing.
Okay.
And I just say, I'm say Debbie, Abranti we own and Edward Fachi amanti edo be she na nai. Nti say that I was just thrust into it. Nti I think I handled it quite well and the bosses at GTV felt I had the flair for the job. I was very young. I was only 25 years. Until at that time, for a 25-year-old to host a national program like Sports Highlights on national television in Ghana. That time, one station pen in Ghana. And I became a face in everybody's home. I was known around, and it culminated even in 1990 World Cup. That was the first time Ghana you share World Cup live. Because he's saying now World Cup your boy. Oh, how on GTV be after 2 days and not 3 days. But experience a miminya wa bruchi memuntino. A buy time and I'm hosted Sports Allies between from 87 they do 1990 and I'm catch them so yeah live for Ghana. You know I'm saying the Kwabena in the Vinyeska a can because you need to buy the feed from outside.
Okay.
But I had some ideas, and that was my first major innovation to me mobilize it through Jacob Bilamte, who was then CEO of Lintas Advertising Agency. Advertising agency, let's just say, or a lot of big companies. And I'm catching say, look, me quite rich, who say, yes, I maybe. That time, Ghana had not been used to what we call panel discussions before major football events. So that was an innovation I introduced. I mean, buy. Almost companies are you can say, okay, so and sign a better ball, panel discussion, play adverts kakra. Until a ball, I say I do half time so discussion on so then about adverts kakra. So we're able to find advertising slots. And to do baby, companies were even scrambling for it because Ghana say ball will be
right.
Until that's the time will be a person or placing an advert. So it was able to generate a lot of money for GBC TV at the time. Until by the end of the World Cup, now I had become a household name in Ghana. Until you know me, so I became a celebrity quite early.
That's true.
Yeah.
Michelle was not just a ball, no? Yeah.
So at that time, I was still working as a civil engineer with Ghana Highway Authority. Okay. Because we know they say Sundays I go to the stadium, run the commentary with our seniors like Professor Kumado, Charles Ladbridge,
So that was like a part-time job.
It was a part-time job. It was all just my passion. I mean,
right.
I may pay. So it was just a passion. And around that time, politics was getting back. The country had voted a referendum near CPC go back to party politics. And of course, during my time in tech, I had suffered a personal trauma. If you remember, 40 years ago, 3 High Court judges were kidnapped and abducted in Ghana.
Yeah.
And one of them was my dad. Of course, so as a young man, it really affected me. But it sparked something, it lit a spark in me. I just said, Mom, yes, look, whatever contribution I can make to society to drive for the return of constitutional order in Ghana. Now, I was dedicated to the struggle to return this our country back to constitutional rule. One of the young guys, I know Dan Kwabuzia Club, before me, New Patriotic Party. So, in 1992. By that time, let's just say, because of my popularity as a host of Sports Highlights, they do time now, pay obi party political broadcast, New Patriotic Party. I'm a Professor Dubois. I'm not penny for her, but certainly I say because Rollins by now, Nipepi, Johnny, Juma say it was a very traumatic period for Ghanaians. And at that time, although there were older people, more matured people, Nipe through said, Obenya carry so television, so no I campaign. And I was less than 30 years. I'm a young man. So in 1992, I became the face of the campaign because I'm co-presenting a policy, not my adverts. Say in Twabama Professor Dubois, in Twabama NPP. At that time, because now I'm a Agyei Juma. Agyei is soon as you need Etiano. Until we are party political broadcast, we say a Juma. Was a benefit who will be because those days, not a young returning to democracy. So, but of course, until that is how come I got involved in politics. Until even after a tour back in 1992, I sanka said they said no much in those days now. So you have to constitutional rule until that time, that 92 election, na more than ye papa. When you could draw to me, could you because of MPP na Oko Benebi. I told you for no control, ballot box no cry, it was opaque. And tis and tis a Mubekaya. Yet to presidential election no, in November, and a parliamentary election also, a year no, in December. If you said we were much in Chimney as SCC, and they cast a parliamentary election of the end. So we
boycotted.
Yeah, that's right. Until we boycotted the parliamentary election, just to send a strong signal to the world, the diplomatic community, and those who have been helping with our electoral reforms. Say, Yeniabre, SCCA, until you begin a new electoral reform process. And of course, if by 1994, the electoral commission Abepne say affiliate be friend inter-party advisory committee. Now, it may allow the participation of political parties in a forum organized and handled by the electoral commission. And although I was a young person, I was one of the representatives of the MPP to the IPAC as far back as 1994. Politics didn't penny for us.
But I said, no, didn't penny for us, but did you also see me? I wouldn't know when you so a deep or no one now.
That's right.
Nkofo na hye wachi epia wana say na ofi say o papa de no so na hye wo tin ama wo
I would say it's a more, it was the drive in me say look a bia metima bia to remove the dictators from power because
were you scared?
I wasn't scared at all. I've never been someone who hasn't had courage until I could do the Yankopon medenya me as say on the bima. Once I believe in what I'm doing, I say, a year, and I think through it properly, I'm prepared to commit myself to it. And that has been my life. You talk also through 1996. 1996, yes, I could by that time, Mr. Agyei a candidate of the MPP. In the campaign committee, which was led by Alhaji Isaka Inusa. Some kind of or no, campaign manager. As a young man, I handled it because of the name who electoral commission reforms and me handle a lot of the training. To be when I'm takrade, I'm cooking meeting or Mr. Bodimensi fee and me trainee party executives and say we need to build our capacity to be able to monitor the elections. Until 1996 was the first time be a friend of strong room, what became known as a strong room at the Electoral Commission. It wasn't any EBI, but it got that name. It was just a room like this, with fax machines and all of us present. And it's a two abandoned we normal quality results, no work consistency na HS almost the bar and some Electoral Commission be verify a be announce result. Since a party agents now verify, accept it. The only way you can do that is to communicate with your people in the field. It is a futu, which used to be one of the first places here declare results. Winnie Batembi and Taba first, and Ibrekum. It is I need to be able to speak to our party parliamentary candidate or the coalition agent.
Is that time when Neku 4 time?
Neku 4 time. Okay. That was when Kufo was the candidate. Okay. But again in 1996, Agyei, Tuabano, although na situation improve kakra, now ballot boxes na utimihunu. We allowed some amount of representation at the polling station into the issue of polling agents. So I say parties were allowed polling agents at the polling station. Okay. So it was very difficult to have representation in the Volta region, for instance. You know, that is Rawlings' stronghold. That is the NDC's stronghold. And they were in power. And to that time, it was even difficult to have access. Campaign so 92 we had to turn our convoy back because of the hostility that we faced. They say as we move along, improvement kakra, we are all maturing. And I'm sure as we are now, it's a much better situation that we have in our country as a democratic state. Now, after 96, no, so Agyei, no. Nature says MPP, yes, I the friend of primaries.
Okay.
Oh, you say 10 BR 92, a Dubois in a winning, 96, na Mr. Kufo winning. Mr. Kufo, Agyei first time on also Oman Nincrofo, as a yentro, elected candidate in Intem. So, to give us an opportunity to win in the year 2000. Be a friend early primaries.
Right.
That time, no day, I decided to put my support behind then candidate Akufo-Addo. So I was virtually the.
Yeah, before you ever that time, you know, minimum second 4 time, no. Now you're
press secretary.
Press secretary.
That's when we came into office in 2000.
Right.
It was 98. Before Ebeko 2000, 98 Ebeko Sunyano.
Right.
Say some primaries. That time Malik Yakubu, Apreku, J.H. Mensa, Akufo-Addo, Kufo, Kodria. I think we were about 8 or so. And myself, Brigadier Nunu Mensah, Victor Newman, Christine Checha, Yao Benin Dako, and Kranchi, who were 3 MPs. You know, they were the ones really making up the campaign team of Akufo-Addo at the time. But he could do Sunyano, Mr. Kufo na winning. Of course, Kufo, who Jumapa, the way we able within 6 weeks to generate anxiety and competition in our internal elections. And that was the first time in a very heated primary patch, because that time I faced this. There were now more radio stations and TV stations being allowed. Joy FM, Metro TV, and other stations. And the campaign, the media campaign was very exciting. But of course, in the end, Kufo won, and then we eventually won the 2000 election. Now, Kufo winning, and I didn't although I didn't support him for the primaries. So, but who said, me ubia, me party ni mapa, masum party from a Dubois time. And then I Juma Swache, all the young boys who dedicated their lives to the political party. And it was our friends, and me born a campaign.
Okay.
My friend never born a campaign. So that time, Jacob Bichibilamte, I am a campaign manager. And then young couple on charge. Again, or some swam, I said, Minko Electoral Commission. I Juma me demand 96 now. Miss Uncle, you be man in 2000. And Tipina, my friend, on phone. Born a man, SMS Akufo, you are now elected as President of the Republic of Ghana.
Wow.
And after that, also born my basso, and the press secretary to the president.
Oh, yeah, no, the press secretary to the president. It was for the CIA and I would do TV, no, and to how Baba put your TV so, and I will go to a wish day. When you're young for Kwabena, Agyei, Agyepong, and then sending cano. In Timpato, young quick commercial break, na yambrania bar in some doors, yes, and to us.
Me oh yeah, mama de ninanti bajiwaye. This is Jose Kojo, known as the Prophet Norris, the Royal Messenger. Today I'm coming away with good tidings from above. God has blessed this woman with such a beautiful studio, Abapa Media team. Actually search for her on all social media platforms. She's doing a great job supporting the gospel and doing a lot around the world. Support her with all you have. Like, share, and let it blast through the world. Stay blessed and enjoy God. In Jesus' name.
So for you, must say, someone you have na yakono musio aba to de bia ne yehia na musmu hia se wo se munu musio ese nkomo no aye wode miso me de pa se na munyina munim no onyanyamfo engineer Kwabena Agyei Agyepong na ye no etwetwe nkomo e wo fidwe mu an se yi ye dru bebia na oye press secretary ema ofo no yenyanti yenso se ujai edien ene ko ba ya ema ujai because of brain, palm and a pine, you know.
I say, oh, what was the reason for the resignation? Yeah, but it wasn't anything beyond nature. So it's just that it got to a point I just felt I needed a little bit of rest. Because that was the time, me press secretary, now feeling media pluralism no about. In Titrebia, no, I interviewed 17 radio stations around the country. And it was the first time repealing criminal libel law. The media had been, I say, so it was very intense. It was very stressful for a young man like me, but I managed it. And I know, say, in all humility, I'm say, to do an office as a press secretary during Fourth Republic, so, but it got to a point. Mampeni offered me Deputy Minister of Sports. Mr. Nakans with any team or Mamma Kohomeka. Timmy Kohome be a year and a half now. They do times year primaries now. What is any past 17 big in 2007? I mean, I'm a Mojamuno, a Branty. And a colleague on so a honor Nanaku for the winning by a presidential candidate in 2008 for the party. And which I was part of the campaign. In 2000, so no sooner again, I should go and use my experience at the Electoral Commission to represent him in the strong room. Until in 2008, we shared Bruni Bibe film because a friend of African elections. Say na yewa Electoral Commission I said no be record. I didn't know it was being till I saw the documentary later on. It's a very interesting documentary. You know, 2008 was a very tight election. First round, Akufo-Addo led Mills by 103,000 votes. Oh, but na parliamentary na akukunkongo because there were a lot of independent candidates and the free side. The prime minister name said, "Nti ase anya adwuma man kokoko independent, be quite independent. Wulensi baby we ema ebobot ibediti ai." Although they had won at the time of the first round. Akufo-Addo was leading by 103,000 votes, which is significant. And so now Akoban said, "I see a second round." Right. Now I say momentum no I shifted because after 8 years well in Ghana, they say why the 2 terms the momentum no shifted. And almost started year campaigns so my winning parliamentary no there, almost for presidential and come. No one will be there as a president be by or minority of parliament. Although we knew say when it's second round, I was still would have been able to govern because there were about 7 independent candidates. Now, omoye babe kind. And sometimes near time support to CP before Bermi and Sabia. Honey in time, me and Crawford stand in Doom Ho. A friend saying Freddie Blame most side ho, and it could drama. So those areas, Lembele and evaluate Jura and but second round, a koye bibi a home yes and I call time, so okay. Mills won by I would say this is the closest victory that we've ever seen. Well, below, just over 30,000 difference. They did the president. Then so not Adena free answer, Enyako free answer.
And minimum say
you know, in fact, we near get me silly through first round. Because no lady, but here bear 23,000 votes, winning across 15.1. And I know in Sanka. And I just say, Kobana says here, second round. Couldn't.
Okay. You share a brow, but oh, yeah, a general secretary. And because all money and send be brave. A brow be a general secretary, Emma NPP. No, let me say, Bedru baby, Nafi, I chaotic, not as a in some other also. Over to me,
That's right. I'm say, General Secretary, I say, with the be a mecha. So, Ubi, a me, a branty, I met to me, dedicated all my youth to serve Miku. Now, it got to a point, me, I say, me contest the General Secretary. Essentially because I thought that the direction of the party, I say, many openings say, Joanna. Or General Secretary, because they only a educated a competition. Yes, you could, and Kaya catch for Enti enye he na na makasa no ano ya no ya dos. So I decided to no, I want to return this party to our core values. And minim say ekuru so mayem adwuma ache. Ti dodo no anime on pemasem so. Because wo kwan am no manante. Enti yeah campaign am I was going to win. But at that time, I said John Abba out openly said Obe support a candidate Akufo-Addo because that I near 22 of my Agyei.
Right.
Until we had lost twice. And it is not the norm. Say we general secretary Obe out openly say support to candidate B. Oh, there politics who will be open as
right.
Name mum say unya would party name sa out openly because when I was agro no. So I say we referee who be the match now cast with the open team way. It be a open team no but yanka.
Right.
The co contest no. Yokusunyane my yemi campaign we after the my yemi last trip I may heading towards Tamale. My free cry. Sure moon some na minya accident kese pa. Nyamin kwa Osheka no the way na ye tie de me koto 37. During the weekend Crawford munya ko good Tamale a omo ye last minute campaign e frefren Crawford say be well in politics niema e koso. Me nam the hospital. For doctors ne ka say the way am say mabu no na me left mabu pain. Munya de on pepese meko.
Na tunka nya yanka beko.
Me ko so na de man ba na sa sem penifo no bi be omote se menya accident na ne se John kra ba 37 ho ema penifo no bi su ba party penifo bi ba ho mo ba ma nya accident mani ma ho ne ade enso mo kuduru Tamale na wa no politics ni propaganda esu Kwabena Agyepong obubu nti adwuma no ko ntimi nyanti mo yese mo koto ama na mbe ha party inti me campaign team for hani afro obenya ba me say me sure say meet me operation by Thursday Friday no mo catch say almost remi the way omo propaganda be cause of from memra ti ano petutu na me say doctor ena obo me panin o chichire me say do hwe Tamale pictures na me say ne a chichire in harness I won't say ena me dey try play mo na ko Mkodro ebo midia na ja mekochi aya manfo na ebogiso na no ma hu se ma we ni ade na bi because ebubo di na ebogiso sa de we am ebo midia ho shaky sa no hu se no enti me wi ya na me de me fruit na play na me sa back bed 37 2 a.m. no mo frame kan so my massive victory me gap no well over 1,000 votes difference yeah 300 EBN and CEO that be I think it was about 1,500 votes difference. Enti say shaky system no enti omo say Kwabena Agyepong say the roots of party mu deep because me akola de so from adu one time na me ne mpenifo na ye adwuma the party for na dodo na kai me so na me that you na me tin sembi na first na me say me jeedi so omo so ma we ne omo be ye adwuma me ahwe say meeting because of Tamale say yeah when nipa bi anya happy and it's so my support to of course my support to say John we're not happy and of course so John has also come out openly to support candidate Akufo-Addo no aka say or future mu kra odinobeko
but that time no was so we you say na say one mom hu baby ogina bia one
na 2010 my support to Agyei Martin.
Okay.
So I also managed Agyei Martin's campaign in 2010. And Ntinam said they were uncomfortable. And Alan so a mistake kaka. Me say me yeah announce result no ko press conference be and I say interview, press conference. Interview. My guide publisher say or can say MPP is ready for change. Na nkro for na we ni.
Yes, I can ho ne de na say nkro.
And I mess with my campaign in 2010 until cancer. And my time be betoye so many people are the two principal officers of the party on the chairman and I also no so omo ha no pa nsa na ye man stand first cry say be disqualify no e de no call friends Interpol okay so follow e nti na I said dipa mienu a establishment no and support wo no and abewe. So right from the get-go, no, it was not going to be easy for us. And I heard and I know that meeting took place in Tamale, saying, say, I went here, and some way see and the in fact, early June, so yeah. No, me da hospital. Me sworn me in as general secretary. I was 37.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was sworn in my hospital bed. And I stayed in the hospital for another 2 weeks. And son, I may start age. Yes, so you will be a friend International Democratic Union. Yeah, center right parties, liberal parties. You will group in the US Conservative Party and Republicans, or US, Christian Democratic Union, or Germany, all the major parties now, yes, center right. You will go around the world until you pay. Next, I'll coach church and nipebi. The NSM Conservative Party headquarters. Oh, UK. To me, too quite. I did bet chia me beba me do ya. In June, will be elected in April. In June, within 2 months. Met me a call from police station, Nima police station, say, Crophobia storming party headquarters now. Yes, see, me and I say, will be pesos, bodyguards. Guards no party headquarters. Minim so what is asem.
Mete ye pan na me busa wo say na no kura bi enim o because wo so ye new a waba nti definitely wo be won crofo so a wo so esa nyema bi a wa tete
sebi
crofo apesa odi mu sisi baby so
sebi we dey say watchman for ehwe party office omo dey say those are not the first people of person office now. Okay, so them sure no emom dey say na catch on say me person omo ko training. Okay, na almost normal uniforms because party kese the person will be back MPP headquarters. I won't say yes. Also, be a security officers. Until be training on normal professional security officer. And then make catch them.
I don't know man I see here and
my name say no man I see but to say anopano BBC or one uncle be person or be pamom. Me kwa nam ni Ghana. I did that night before until anopano. We could do party headquarters. Now why bitch make a chromosome from my general secretary. I could not enter the party office with my car. So fortunately, my office, my private office, a bank, party headquarters, and no Kanda, Nima police station.
Why no na yes Sadia?
Me pese me jina at the minimum. Because you say at the end, so we chief executive of an officer. Someone now a boss. So one person obey your basa. Because we are in control. One more person two are there so. Woman and those who seek to benefit from your removal, they are the people who do that. Because that was the first day I met invisible forces. And Kufubi Babe Fa Party headquarters from invisible forces. That means party muda. Matra party muda from 1991. Tisi Amikase, Matis Omde party headquarters. They say, no Kurapa say me. Nam don't buy. I think a palm may come to almost every palm.
Invisible forces.
Aye. And I want to say, be there. So, it's quite clear, say, and Yemen I'm done by. And the impression that was created in the minds of people, say, many are folk will critique confusion of party headquarters. It's not true. And you want one person mutu yeno and create the confusion and try to hang things around our neck and get us removed. And that's exactly what happened. Now, okay, there's a lot of chaos during our time. It was orchestrated, deliberately orchestrated to present the picture to the world. It is yeah, permatide, tantan dia show, near power. That's what happened. Unfortunately, that's what happened. In fact, that day, something happened. BBC or party, man can't robia. National dance for in the heat of the confusion. Mwamu Kai said, Upper East Chairman of Free, my friend Adams, Edano mobilize boys bow. Basi by attacking. Make us an empenny funny be yet meeting with Alisa Hotel. Council of Elders, no mutu nipa miensa. So Martin said, Basa be a party of the by anamity. boardroom antia mabuzi aka ho Mrs. Kujo ka ho Hakman also Agyei na on the council of elders on also ka ho omiensa to the assembly na make isi womanim
our party officer
boardroom
okay
abankwa ye bo a former treasurer no ho me and madam for penimu bi no ene na share MPP ase young executive forum I am rant ene ye no friend Dr. Heyman ono so no no beto oh ansa na Adams borrower officer pie pro tama kunya tu ama doji sata na mensa de se eyimo meba office ni nyanyi afede ni a operate me but ni nyanyi oto na ma doji penny hat mo judge my so okusu ni mo ohuja na manensa onya dislocated say me free police for number overpower no ansa na yetimi yi no akọ awon me owura mbusa nsa dan o say yesi wo me pam me free officer na me ne afoku pese fa party no
but one cheni pa cross say
there be those were his words na me ka say some of these people are there you can find out as mama no makada makan Ghana makan baby and this is what happened until right from the get-go no, there was a plan and orchestration to remove us from office en kan ko nanim me kai say afi na pressure abasa yenye presidential primaries nentem na me ka say me ka say candidate Nana oba me ho na me sinana o ka say me your campaign manager the way akofo no mo chinchimi ensama itutu America wo Ghana within 6 weeks na say na nyankopon ade ede anya ede no say mabe general secretary me mpese edi bi be yi obi na emum me corona nsa na mbe general secretary party for no mo ka chem so wa na omo pe enti wo be win enti de nya abotre ma me hihye bibia general secretary so na hihye sa na me hihye bibia na wo be win so me see a committee national executive and me suggested say no the last date which was 6th December 2014 almost my twem do na me pese bibie mu na mema alankyere maten kwan na obey campaign ti akufado eno ho na one of the things start yempene nti yentwe ade na mra nim
but sometimes you nko na we make a decision
there be but of course we general secretary you have some clout so my was that look ye beto aba mumiem no bia ye nto ye mo bia kwan na ye tu wi ade obenya no obi ate ne ho asese de onyae no dodo no ne pe no na wa nya anya se bi echinchim obi nsa because they see here in 1998 within 6 weeks on me 2 America or Ghana sa na nya me de ti me see my ho that was about 12 weeks and 10 to 12 almost your month ti omo ye ya ma me san atwen ba ni mu kakra
okay
by a national executive agreement systems okay I think it's October
okay
but yeah no somewhere I've forgotten exactly 18th and I visa in October in 2014 e ko to abaye nyame ncha de na nado na winning 93% kakaka intimidate so nipa na winning anti ebenya sumbi dabi sata afi na say prepare for parliamentary primaries so enu ne hia ya hihye bibia fine so na afede ubeti yes mpe say na rumors nsem no na dos o party so when he say okay me ne catch chairman say ye ne steering committee na nhia ye pese ye kona ye ne party for nhia because ye to abama yakra ne nya akwan enkode da wase nti being the principal officers of the party. You say a party ni enquire there. They be idea and so they are principal officers. Right. That is why you call electoral commission as a chairman, secretary inside. The officers are not all the same. That impression should not be created. Nti you start here central region or a fair constituency officers ni na ba fako na no madi nkomo mo nse bia
that time they na asundua ba
na yes ba because na nya ekwan a afi etimi call region bia na rumors na propaganda e ko so se yempe candidate Akufo-Addo asem no na je se etimi eyi no so call their party for no
yeah
afi de omu ebinum hu se ye yi ano sa o pese o call ba bia na afi ya e problem ya call Ashanti ya call voter ya call your friend saying Central. Ye beko Brown Hafwa. Men kote youth organizer betina radio say adan na ye ba Brown Hafwa. National Youth Organizer enka. I'm say I said yes na ebu pa wan fe bu amai. National Chairman Ebesra Party. Who now be man instructions on for youth organizer enka. See enya say we selecting enya person eko. And you can't take all the executives along. Enya entire enya say. The course nwan and so ye kushia questions as ombusa ye chechire bibia. And the also went well. There a comfort or a heightened tension was time talency near MPB or no or yes or could hini on the crew. Until na face seat na beda. Until by election by yes by election about the end. Yem faso na yem ko hwe de ekoso wo ne yem select candidate.
Right.
Na mum yenya ko north there we should kill two birds with one stone. Tiene yes we enkosra northern region for upper east na upper west that na means nti me medjuma na say ese me bo omama ne my friend upper west chairman ma bona mane my friend northern regional chairman me bona mane oh onu de ontimi nko sa time no nyame nim now the regional chairman had constituted themselves into because a trade union the business party no the constitution does not recognize that. Said there will be an association of regional chairmen. I appointed one spokesman. That time, Brown have a chairman, smart chairman, nice spokesman. Oh, how about it? So much related to electoral commission. Now, my correct on some electoral commission communication. The free party be a electoral commission is through the chairman, the general secretary. These are the two principal officers. Near IPAC, they are near the back one. And you say, because I say,
almost I know.
me say, I say, say, I then I may my cultural letter say, only general secretary, chairman, communicate with electoral electoral commission. As I said, no, sanity and MPP in baby. So, around that time, when I was sooner, na yenyeska crack. Also, a parliamentary prime minister, filing fees, say any other things. Into yes, no, you perceive a strengthening party. Okay. Who's idea a party in the bottlenecks? Just say, who the idea could be just what the Kusi, who the Subi, as some of their qua. Benefit has a report is a friend handling charges. Into yes, as I said, I bear for Niama Benentino, and we can open accounts for every constituency in Ghana Commercial Bank because almost a national bank. Right. And we put together a program and we quickly open accounts in all the 275 constituencies. No, SR, chairman, treasurer, secretary, 3 signatories. Bibi Kotoma Obi for transparency. Right. And also it will build the parties. Here Bibi, I can't do the way you from near the amount. Okay. Me started send this year. Then no trouble no started. Yes, hey. Ebi no manya adwen say me pese me fa party no enti no ma started send it to every constitution no manya influence.
It's no problem need in office work.
That's right. Enti okay around that time me nim say sika nyina we account we ma fe de metia esi ediska no akọ Ecobank. So okay. But nam say how the account I operating with Ghana Commercial Bank. Then it's can could be Ecobank me General Secretary minimum chairman Enti eno hwehwem no and a day I say kasa a buy in term as executive say no party no constitution or structures. Me General Secretary me receive checks. Man so me hand over my treasurer. Say fa na you are supposed to keep custody and send it into our account. Name of my account to Hana Fako. Well, I won't even say what they are called another account. And so started see that is what happened. And they created a lot of tension. It created a lot of tension amongst us as a steering committee. So now I'm a party member be the assembly court or the police station so on Tiasi. And party phone penny phone we feel say chairman Afoko na asma nipa. I'm so how? Nipa no party ni na so the party kokota. You cannot say so be na asma. And you know, that is when omo say be suspended.
Right. I want to
Meanwhile, National Council of Elders is Kua, and I say, penny for more party. It is a Kibia Basabasa Bessia. Mona bit my free no matter transfer. Until almost a petition by say, chairman. I'm so, oh, it is as a media, any more mean TV so that I don't believe that the framers of the Constitution would think, say, an organ like the National Council of Elders are, and no, sorry, say, only a part of a dispute, but because only they settle disputes. So what they say, and me throw on said they be, and need more, the only there about the Fizania and the question. It almost is how much, no withdraw.
Oh, suspension.
There be that was even almost petitions and suspended.
Afoko di any buy and
sign na me dey ba na nipa pi refi
okay
omo kan dey ni bom enye no kre
okay
so Afoko dey by October me dey by December so
okay.
was a period I was general secretary when he was still on suspension you na mechi
okay
so very important because especially abuchi has say propaganda ne nsemu enim ne atro
aye
can go here so until na me pese obu me kirem ni nyina na omo ante no me ate enti ye oho na ye beti se emom Council of Elders na ayi omo afa petition na amre me biu na emom mama two individual members who are members of the Council of Elders are omo free stream strangely because Afoko free stream until na omo atro petition direct to your friend is saying disciplinary committee emrano sum kasa the dictates of our party's constitution does not allow you to petition directly to the disciplinary committee. You have to submit it to the secretariat, give it to the general secretary who have custody. No, they are called steering committee. That's a steering committee, at their meeting. That's what almost feel say about what asema or kenimwa. The lawyer for can say if there's a prima facie case for the person to answer, the defendant to answer, then we will invoke the jurisdiction of the disciplinary committee. Actually, I disciplinary committee will be the petition. Ya transfer will say aba wom kakra. Enti monfre nipakra petition fa na hono no meyina. Bibi science. Yet here say disciplinary committee for say chairman number. Chairman is only the head of the party. A committee is subservient to the chairman, subsidiary to the chairman, I should say. So now more friend also say omba. Ntina I say tension kakra aba. Satam ne be international conference ewo Amsterdam. Nti chairman akwa ka say kona wati hu bi ntino ontu ne to.
Okay.
Because o tu ne to a ombema vice chairman because constitution says who krum ho there only chairman you have to convene the meeting. But when if you're out of the jurisdiction, then the vice chairman can act in your absence and convene. The vice chairman was Blay, Freddie Blay. Into one Kaswanko. Into whilst me, as general secretary, I have to be at the conference. I invited all our diaspora branches, America. I'm saying Fred, as someone representing him. That I'm not a vice chairman.
Right.
Because Agyei and Timiama. And then all UK, France, Switzerland, Omunina be shy. Ewo Amsterdam for ne Holland for ne hosti. Ni ye bibia wie ni ade. Afa metiti na chese at that time nanka wie nanka me candidate Akufo-Addo. Nanka ye ba US ya planning meetings so ha. Ni abesi akọ Canada. Afa me ye betiti in the absence of all of us. First vice chairman no chairman no dey ofin a convene emergency disciplinary committee meeting. I suspended chairman. So disciplinary committee one, according to our constitution, the MPP's constitution, it's only the chairman that can convene a meeting. See, when so my changes be must say if you have 2/3 signatures, that they can also force a meeting. But at the time, it's only the chairman who could convene a meeting. It wasn't the chairman who convened that meeting. I, the general secretary, I wasn't the one who invited them for that meeting. The presidential candidate, Nanado, was not there. His vice, Baumia, was not there. Woman organizer was not there. Crab, second vice chairman, was not there. The minority leader then, Chairman Sabonsu, was not there. His deputy, Dominic Nitiwu, was not there. Former President Kofo, who at that time was the only person who had become president from our tradition, was also not there. So how can you compose a National Executive Committee and a National Executive Committee without all these senior officers?
And was that
it's against the regulations. It's clear. The regulations are clear. And then decide to suspend the chairman of the party. I have the signatories, those who signed.
No more right to say.
I don't even think they been sign. Some were non-voting members of the NEC. NEC, you voting members and non-voting members.
Okay.
And the top of the NEC, the chairman, the general secretary, the presidential candidate, the vice, the former president, they are all not there. The minority leader, his deputy, all the top brass of the national executive did not sit in that meeting. How is it possible, say, with my meeting and take the biggest decision in the party's history? Say, to be an elected chairman of the party, removed by just 23 people. So, intermediate, I was against it. Kwabena san. There are many candidates, no, and I was very frank with him. Said, "Yeah, no, because after the conference, only the chairman of all the diaspora branches, to one room, and that time Bankwa Eboa, and I think Otiku Jaba, and I'm a and you know, Muna chairman of diaspora. Pressure by a soul, fear your basis and chairman, your basis. That I can't suspended. And the Musa candidate said, they are same. So now Omunyanians solve problems.
Right.
We had that discussion. And we had assurance who will be being senior. Yeah, this person, yeah, Nasata may any PhD or Leicester. Nam so me kosame ya sana baba be shiao a candidate wo London ni nyina akọ US. Between that time na metia ya suspend the chairman. Hey, dene me catch the candidate say pass me no be boom akosa there. Na just say I'm endorsing what has happened. What has happened, I think it's
na de na ekoso no ya aware. Na candidate ya aware.
Well, I can't speak for him, but since I was aware, I'm sure anybody who was senior in the party must have been aware.
Personally, no, when you know so the enkita
Me name she say me ye meeting no. Ye meeting no Holland. Me eno ho asem na ye ka say. Mate say koso fi. Satam kra no na ohne kese bi atu nipa ne me akasa say. Asem na woko party no. What is here to Kwani Bagana or Pese or Tuninensis? Na or catch them say, or Nina Nado Acasa or New Acasa say, young comra. Tiena Agyepong so BBS, young comra. That was a fact. Nipan in Atias, if they push me to the wall, I can mention all the names. So, at the end of the day, Kwabena san. No, me say David, and I have to come back to Ghana.
Okay.
So I came to Ghana, and me kobo over Penny Kufuama and I said, yes, Adiana Akosuna, and yet, Onusuni the only president at the time, only penny in a penny. Tieso or Shano Kahu Bibi, who intervene. Now, one is whatever has happened does not conform to the constitution of the MPP.
Okay.
No, see, but in a party in TM, and him say appeal process. Although I don't think this decision is the rightful decision, I don't think the composition of the national executive you can call it a properly constituted national executive, but for the sake of the party, you know, okay, may prevail on Paul na why appeal.
I'm not yet the MBM.
Debbie, that time there was nothing about me. Enti, yes, appeal. In between, to me file appeal na my boss steering committee amane. Said there's been appeal. To am prepared for National Council to come and review that decision of the National Executive. I was hoping I will use that opportunity to let them know that National Executive, in my view, cannot be a properly constituted National Executive. And so therefore that decision they took, in my view, cannot be a lawful decision. I was also expecting my penny for say, Bebano can't strong say, look, the air cost will not say anything. In between that, then a electoral commission for your program B or Alisa Hotel about electoral reforms here. Into me ready, I can na Paul Cass said what my file appeal, the constitution, which I say, oh, file appeal, I will be a friend of stay of execution. The stay of execution bar, let's just say 21 days. So before the determination of the appeal, let's just say you can still recognize him as the chairman.
Okay.
In Timiko Alisa Hotel for that electoral commission program, and I'm Nepola Fuku. And when they started, it was in the newspapers, Google, Ghana web near day. Say I have defied the authority of the National Executive Committee because they have decided to suspend the chairman. Now, Mama, program to show to the whole world that he's still I recognize him as the chairman. So that was my first charge.
Okay.
Defying, I think, Article 3. When you're a member of the party, you have to uphold the decisions of the party publicly and everything. So that was when attacks started coming. So, but me did someone who said, "Sir, excuse no, any excuse to mode." And I'm so party the way I won massively the support I have in the party no, and you know. And yeah, almost this excuse no kwa bomber. They be intina almost started propaganda. Until by the time of called National Council, President Kufuor Bible, who say one of is a diplomat or some gentle giant or by no, me mood the nyami enemy maka me sure so what. That day I was not happy with him because he was very soft. Babekasu was party, Bibia Munya Botre, Subieti Ubina Sokra, a best of Bibia, and left suspension because chairman the win is in China. Very problematic. Now I'm sure no one be penny CC.
Okay.
We no see on person better name, but or be 3F. No, now, including candidate Baumia. BHM, we are all there. That day, the national, everybody was there. President Kufuor now one of the regional chairmen. Sorry, said the president I can. Yeah, so wow. He knows himself. All of us were there. I also know that person. So, I was taken aback. I'm sorry. If that is the case, am I imagining that the President Kufuor Munti, let's say a whole regional chairman, put me sorry, catch the body and say, the President Abekano, Waka, and so you have found in your Jumadia. Then me as General Secretary, I'm not going to be a part of this. Until vote Namusi Betuna, I will not participate, I've abstained. I was the first to say that. Then candidate Akufo-Addo said, yes, okay, and I also want to be. Baumia also can we are Baumia also want to be. Then 2 regional secretaries, I'm so sorry, I say almost they all abstain.
Okay.
I feel that then why the woman organizer no sorry one can so to also better she was very courageous. Otiko or see on abstaining, she will participate but vote against the motion to suspend the party chairman.
Okay.
Which she did, which I thought was very, very brave in light of all the tension in the room and the majority who were paying for a focused suspension. So eventually the majority got their way and then they suspended the focus. So even the statement, I said, okay, then the director of communications should issue it. So I didn't issue the statement. Enti after that nature say
okay.
There were people flying rumors around, so say I'm familiar and can't want a best party no ya can for party ne as suspended chairman or is a free swim na Agyei, all sorts of reasons. Many years down the line, one minister came to me and confirmed this to me at Dr. Kwabena funeral in his house. 2020, I mean, the president what even in a year campaign at Dr. Makutu no we call Agyei and upon a service he paid anybody na minister back former minister Obama general secretary and the pastor who said I'm fine and okay and I may boa president in name say why and so at the end maybe you do say for one can one anke beka says I'm saying me hwe na man carry what yes or ya meet my bonidi if he ever contest that he said this there were witnesses. I know what happened. He knows himself. So, after that, nature say,
nah. Yeah, I focus on what went into your dinner about what
I was.
She and Bawajum said no, a quiet you didn't fast or no. Or man for now for quite passo. Yeah. To me, I cry me and come married draw.
Debbie. Me, no. In fact, around that time, almost my obi, catch them say, me resign.
Okay.
Me, I may resign. Nipa na unfortunately we a friend of Maximilian. So more money will be another the Agyei batteries.
Right.
A bagana. Or somebody kotoko chairman madam pan. One almost man by me fee. That was the height of the confusion. Muniadi. Ukaya Joy FM. And you remember didn't you on what by many more over catch them and say me resign. Now announcement about radio to say Agyepong. So I had to call into the program and deny and rebut it. And I mean I was very forceful and forthright in my rebuttal. I was a bit worked up because I feel that it was getting too much. Right. So Agyei na mu here to be a professor. Mo yes Agyei. And some day me can what can I say? There was even another one and somebody propaganda tia me pa. That time cried that Paul in suspended Paul. Na any birthday time. And at time of confusion is by no. Suggestion be saying every Monday 4 p.m. there will be what we call a four-way meeting. Presidential candidate, chairman, general secretary, and minority leader chairman. Every 4 o'clock Monday night, so that we be our because now there was tension. Selected deputies now I have problem. Deputy, what do you call it? Communication directors. BCM Plena, the steering committee had been, I was even divided, it had been, it was even lopsided against we, the principal officers. Because somehow or the other, the rest of them, apart from myself, Chairman, Crab, Utiko, and maybe to a lesser extent, Anto sometimes, I feel that it's a BBA because baby and the rest is a So it was getting difficult, it was calculated just to make it difficult for us to work.
Let's say on go na say juma no.
But fortunately, yet me share parliamentary primaries no fair. In fact, before that na ye vetting committees obi anko we nko. Me o ha na ye bas adan na ese me di nipa bi ka ho. Ade so nyina committee no. Na nipa is be a former minister say akomianom ne Cecilia Dapa, former general secretary, so into yes, we have vetting committees around the country. Near vetting for parliamentary primaries. As someone making that weekend, Paul said, "Oh, too quiet." Ako abruchi, ye bruni, no costa. Ye meeting Monday, no, so Beko Wednesday. Thursday, me one man call say steering committee for per se emergency meeting. I said, Chairman, a 2 Enti, ye national meeting Monday. Someone so be me, and a man can just go in your uncle. Or Quadia, also by Tuesday. Enti moon chain. Oh, there be, Nippany be a dear can't some changes today. I'm semi crying, so Naman am Quanso air court in Quanzana Massieu. May you papa from Quanza. Well, that weekend. In typical Kumasi Minas, I call them, they are more ye. Mintiase, me crams mook, my general secretary, chairman so ni ho munim se bi wo yi mu general secretary nya yi masiewu
right
na mu executive na kan boka se mu ba yi mu ahye da pepe mu nyina se na mu plan meeting wo kan ntimide yi na se Friday night candidate frame me say pressure abase for friend say emergency meeting am so na Saturday me no aka wasa enyina ye meeting me so kwa me wo nkwanza me kosie mase no so no kro beba yie no Saturday mo ha na ono afre me ka say wakoka wo oda na obeba the following day Sunday na so Sunday dey kwan wa went me am Saturday no dia ene me am born sama after all brown for no be buy
okay
and Ashanti region won't to me na man nyina so buy it's okay and me dey we Sunday Monday abedu kwase manya call sase mo ye de can say me din from Joy FM so there has been an emergency steering committee meeting in Accra. And I'm saying, are you sure? Advancements. And I'm saying, are you sure? I say, yes. And I'm saying, no, that cannot be possible. The Busan said, presidential candidate go. What's I? I'm saying, how?
I'm afraid back door and I say
back door. No, interview.
Okay.
I say, what frame me a open interview. They say me by it's all frame me make a science and me agree say me by.
Right.
Me my press secretary to the president. Even in media for you to a frame so young guy I mean no. I'm saying, me cry me me free ye no mabedru kumase na ntie na busa wo call meeting be me dey o interview me I was not at the meeting so go and talk to those who me cry fe na me free nkwanza bedru kumase a menye fufu bi a me di
oh okay
this is all I said and you are not even supposed ethically to record me when you're having a pre-interview discussion it's unprofessional it's unethical nti wo kan bibi se onti metimi ka kire nkrofo se odi fufu na me se obi pese ka kire obi aka kire on dey asem na okay we asem say na all record ni nyina and then that was used in such a negative manner meaning the way motin ha wo ha na we penyim bi afo kwam na asa wo ka di nim so we ka chi ni yesi wo si mfe asem mfe na wo di fufu na so how and this is all part of the dirty orchestrations to try and destroy my political career. And so yes, Onyankopon hira no. Nipa ntimi say no that. What I have been through as a human being from the loss of my father at 20 years, me so am papa kunu ya nyame na ahwe me kakraka mabedu baby amabedu. Nti nye de mo ye na be ha. Me de o makoma so amasre nyame so mama hodi na menye. Eno na me. So, nti sa asem ni say ye di kan gumani ma se kan ya. Eno akire kra we are na petition ebai. Petition in Kofriya, 2 petitioners from London. Near Ghana. Party a me general secretary meeting can me. Do hotel London on my Ghana. Ono dear no nim or Majuma me out to petition. Say nipa natural petition free Edo Mudian said they are come home. Petition is what I'm a party equator, so my who petition no da. Me a general secretary. If I'm a who cry and it does not matter. The Constitution dictates if there's a petition, it has to be submitted to the General Secretary, even if he's the subject of the petition.
Okay.
Yeah, the steering committee na say steering committee ni decided say asem mum na ko yi ano. Say no ano. So, what normally would happen is during that steering committee meeting, you have to recuse yourself. We didn't receive any such petition. But again, this very committee chairman afraid me say strike a petition. Yeah, set a day for hearing. I'm saying opening. The new method is new penny now. Yeah, Mr. Method is new to be penny. Penny na me ye general secretary me na asia sorry no kwa na me kofa no. So me preach you my sorry. So that's the kind of respect I have for him. Enti okasa na mso.
That was the what a year to say we are you do a disciplinary committee na dey toss say no.
And now just me I feel they afraid me.
Until the end the first one. Okay.
First one. Enti na BBM say ma menko because Sammy Crab kase onko and he never went. Inti ba mama me ne Paul ne Sammy Crab ntem no e be basa because I say me de BBM na mapene. Me see enko yi a friend say appeal because no ompene so na me am convincing us enko appeal. E ye ko so omo ye ne basa. So ena chese me so me de Krofo free London so omo ye party for so omo members of good standing we don't know. Me who omo da and say me ko UK. I was trying to find out where they are and who they are. They say ba ko they are dreba, ba ko they say fum danko ni I don't even know. These are the 2 or 3 names that ha. Enti ye a die free year me call hearing. Ye call ya one more petitioners na mo no. One more ama. Ti be catch them for ah na nipa petition against the whole general secretary. Let's say if they don't find it important enough for them to come and present their own petitions and defend what they are saying. That's what I'm smart and nipa me no. Other than some receive what they. Oh, in fact, I mean that day I wanted to walk out, but because I'm penning for method this near the boo and me and a door more party. I stayed. Cobra. I see I suspended.
Until that time, no almost suspended.
No, I know that day I had a very because someone almost kind of strange thing. I feel you see, Mama, waivers. No, General Secretary, they are normal say Uma waiver because your friend is saying National Executive Committee you meet be once a quarter. Do be decision being so taken in the spur of the moment. You do it for the good of the party.
Right.
Name moment so take a decision which might go differently. So, and waivers is no, but voter raging chairman John Peter Amewuna did letter by say voter raging the was a whole week in any pakra and the figures now about 10,000 no day. That was 2014 or 10,000 the mood. Now so with them it was because we were our own so then a memo blanket waiver.
Okay.
50%. I'm a national executive. I'm a board mama and I said, look, these are the reasons. They petitioned the general secretary. At the time I consulted with chairman and 1 or 2 people, I said, I'm on 50%. There were some other people who are personal. Boy back home, or a communicator now, Nkrofuakoto, or radio suko or Banan Nkrofuakoto acid a goodness. Peter Mensa, Techima. Party no crowd na ko Germany ma onya treatment kaka nto waba na so person contesting also onya started na so osuso ebe we ma no abre party nyo no nko a lot of the women Tina Mensa na we minister na ade any Cecilia Amwa fidiem no so why MP da but mama penimu na ni kunkura na MP na owuye na yade team yes so a bema waiver Agyei wo dom obom domiabra and cry seat ye win it up to today boy etimi a win assembly or the most populous area or teacher ni oniska no baby hu me ne form kra na ese me anam to man nam so ebe waive 10,000 no ebe mo akọ me ye we an my bone I the bomb charge
the charges is saying no more
the charges no there the teacher woman
teacher woman anyway
and I can't show
okay
so teacher woman oh and so almost year suspension year at that time you know master year me car me timu yes Ibrahim ama talk am but yes John ama na talk am say be me nyakola mabobra me started bobra nyene so obi a civil engineering consultant in 1993 worked on a big project 94-95 in Obuasi, Tiny Roland Estate. My company, Construct Consult, project managers for 150 unit housing estate with Ashanti Goldfields then. Yani supervisor delivered the project in time on budget. At that time, me told me BMW 535 I am a team. Oh, Ghana. I'm talking 1994. So, na woma kasem we ato me so. Me wa me ko tamalia. Because accident. Yeah, Land Cruiser ni be an amity. Na meti Land Cruiser many accident. That's a me replace here. How do you then come and throw out propaganda say Ibrahim Neto? I didn't make up, me prepare BBI the receipts. Sika me tuya na kakra installments. Chese. Na me nwie kra the time. And man later kra a law firm wrote to me. Omukoye a friend is saying audit our company, a friend is telling. Law firm kuje to a network council of a state member. Ne firm, they said they were called retirement, but also a firm near within there was. Junior lawyers be Troy. Some scan into a year. Nesika Obiato Kamakabetro said, drink or cause them into a year.
Right.
And the letter is available. So, some of these things now, even the media phone, because as the fourth estate of the realm, assemble. What me independent investigation. Company or Kanishi or Kwangwa.
Media, there's some media, the almost
Yeah, but house a brochure any announcement here or Ghana. There's investigative journalism. Into what is a beer will be a you can go and find out. They never found a no answer or mere parrot. And a brochure you hear the Akokano cry say me or no Kuni school was started here in 2012. Nami Union was a major secretary. That time not Professor Mills, near president, or call Lester. Or Chadie, she's a lecturer at Ghana Institute of Journalism, who's a tertiary organization. One was at the time because almost trained BB from Get Funded. For the first 2 years, made the Miami savings. Those days, £13,000 for tuition per year. Now, you track and also as part of the package, you know. Your mommy year scholarship. Sorry. I didn't know say and you know. That's what you can. Yanko pon pebony. Now saying I'm saying 20 was it 2020 or 2021? Auditor General's report on publishing all the beneficiaries of scholarships from 2012. Mumu say Lawrence Agyepong bi. It wasn't there. Emom ye MPP for ye cast as them too. Ye members of parliament, some of whom are ministers today. One mun a scholarship from NDC time. Edit say they call Harvard. Ye the yes. Na say me ye pese ye cast sem a egu me so semi dinti. As Nyankopon nyame nam koka say let a mesa. Auditor General mesa. E buy na share the busa say mo hu say me ye di. All these lies that were spoken about me. Oh, enti minia some no de bebre
some no de
me kai say me catch us na ye visitations ye ka say be kotamalia bugri na aboso ontimi nko na emum oka ayifo no ho chairman for 10 na omo haye chairman unko say o se ne ka say na say aye di plane na eko nti at least yen nyina nko we meeting you can come back to Accra. The day before no frame I said Oma. And I'm say okay, but no my all the arrangements. Nti yen nyina nti mo ha na minya information say Adams chairman of Upper East.
Okay.
Ono kese ono wo boga obeko akọ receive yen the next day or party headquarters. How possible? And I'm driving straight back to party headquarters. Now me meeting views. Me koya me frère John Bodu oba Adams Dinechi. Tom betra me nim see. John Bodu here, Adams here. I'm say Adams. Chairman, what are you doing here? We are coming to Bolga tomorrow. If you are a quarterlency, that are not by election, any organizer by any. In fact, that are near dispatch here, you cry NASA coordinator. So only kind. If you are not, me any meeting be. And I'm saying, what do you mean by that? Because chairman and friend, Paul Afuko friend. I'm saying, I chairman organize a meeting. Who are your regional chairman? Say, who your meetings will regional? Why not friend? Debbie, you ask your organizer or you ask your secretary to invite. I'm the general secretary. I've invited you. I've informed you days before. Why are you still in Accra? Rush to the airport. There's a late flight. Pick it to Tamale and go and wait for us tomorrow in Bolga. And I'm a dispatcher. And to my sorry. Now I'm afraid John Bodu. So Africa, so I back on naughty. Now I'm free is Legon. My TSC. Me bedroom airport, I may enter airport. Domestic terminal. Because Adams Legina House, I can't so train me in the company of one businessman, a friend of Pombio. He is my witness.
Right.
And he saw everything that happened. Adams came with them airport and Opatua. One more Kotakradi, one more Kukumazi, one more Kotamale. Embarrassing stuff. Ufu se woni Paula Foko. Mo time na nado. Until they see me you free officer and then also mobile tamale. I will slaughter oil and say. And I'm so really. But it was so embarrassing I didn't want to get involved. Young boy be Koko Dagomani boy. And a charge corner so. Say, how can you talk to your general secretary like that? Don't give Northerners a bad name. Or kika sa just only no kiki. Na jamnya kwan fa ho. Wow. Boy no. I've saved his name on my phone up to today. Inti me pese me bo nidi, but nidi no me the KIA Kotoka International Airport Adams aso nidi so. Cause name ni da. That's how I saved his name. Up to today is on my phone. Me yi achiro. NHS Anchena Ambrose Derry, current Minister of Interior. Ono so beto so ohun se de okwako so Adams mu musa no hwede oye no huja no keka fon kire no airport enti anche na Paul ba na obetran nyina akofru plane ti Jombodu ama. His name was on the manifest, his ticket had been paid, he didn't turn up. In theory, I say, okay, yeah, call. Yeah, try playing my Adams number 5. But we sat on the same flight with him that morning to Tamale. He drew Tamale. He he started creating trouble outside. So if we are Emra Boga says the basic. Fortunately, no more than 4 boys be or Tamale 4 boys be. And it's almost shepherding away. He straight away in northern region for no Bugri na Bude Wamba. But the vice chair, no your boss, he seems to be ambassador one of the Gulf states. First time, no means on the Oha, whether it's Bahrain or Kuwait, one of them. No, or a first vice chairperson, no, on a chair meeting. We had a successful meeting, including all the Council of Elders, communicators. Ubia and Samuel Matiti, Fire Home, say, presidential candidate was someone, and I can't say how.
No, like Mundi, Subaby,
Debbie,
almost soon.
I think it's just
Nipananti and I
say, almost carrying.
Mukoye meeting, what be more, Ebi on us one to
we've been in power from 2017. This is what our 60th year.
Right.
The government has custody of all the intelligence in our country. The kind intelligence gathering, and all the information. In this instance, we'll be able to prove any iota of truth in all the rumors they peddled about myself and Paula Fugo. Chairman, dear Pahana, you would make us say, dear no, as chairman of our party and our crap, dear, what to be? Say a whole elected chairman is here, you know. Up to now, Obi and me, almost the SOMT and chat so me. The said that's a chat to me so.
Into the meaning, someone more can't soon you go through now. At the end of Koba, a more reinstate you. Because and some the Omoke bit also.
Yeah. Say, just say, yeah, designed by Bass and a mature letter. It's on the web. By that time, will be as much as you see. Omotimia use propaganda and the media. Madam for being no tool for the comna. asɛm ye kana wie a de no ye kana no pa nti wo just write a statement explaining yourself for posterity. See, I wrote to the party. The official party and na sa he say what NDC ne anymore and there say you've not respected the of the neck, the decision of neck, and then some other things, waivers, and I may explain one by one. Now put it out publicly. If you go on Google, on even you find the letter somewhere. Ghana Web, you find the letter. Say, my response to suspension. You find the letter there. The party didn't respond to me. And no radio station picked it and even asked me questions. Now I decided, say, look, I'm in charge here. Before, now me be free or no. In fact, the week a friend says suspend. Number one, go a campaign. You another by-election where I'm in Fee Central. Me year campaign for the party. That time, na primaries, I successfully. I camped 5 constituencies. Yes, she said, Bibia, and no man here winning 169 seats and a bit of Montias. A Juma pa near year to her. Because elections, any party there. The build up an event, a process. We conducted successfully 251 primaries one day. Ghana, I want to send to Kwabena because she say BBA pepe, many electoral commission for trans, the BBA show in the album anyway when I was a son on a MP who are now Debbie. Me validate the album new year party a quarter some time in the common electoral commission. Commissioner about to on the cry album with the woman auto. And yes, and now, but as the party chairman, where you waiting for why is it not in Tokwa? That's not what you should do. So, at that time, no, me say, look, so me case me ni party be minim say, yeah, prepare BBS say winning 2060. The party, I'm a product of this party. My fans say me a party, but until a party name BBA. No man say nyafi. When you was who dey case o could this offer. I'm sure there be a kunu. Any painful near the and sashay. There's something that I have built from ground up. I'm not the one to destroy it. Nanye be out of it. Intimution anima. Me will be a meeting me at on party. Na party the mitoma where at on me trying me as casting a wine scan away. So it's easy to find out. They are in government. They can check all my accounts in Ghana. It's there. And see the amounts in it to see, say, we got all party time. Oh.
So, what letter no man replying now?
And I'm 2 quite kakra.
Okay.
2 quite kakra. Yes, I mean, relax.
Okay.
2 quite share buchi kakra for bare 6 months.
All right.
And I'm back Ghana. Timmy buy enough elections near Yabe Basso. Fresh anti suspension must say indefinitely. First, me to say so much until after elections because omo pese be elections ni bi. Hey, party I should say bibia na am say okay. Se sa na akoba no dia. Ene me boaboa mo na kakra metim dia boa party no. My 2016, although the suspension was very fresh, what I did was to put together some resources from myself and a few friends who support my political career. Wow. And I'm distributed to the distressed constituencies across the country.
I'm sure party no wakuma wumupa.
Indeed, Upper East, Upper West, those days now, Northern region, Pe Boom, Bako, Brown, Boom, Ashanti, some parts of Volta. Omunyina enya iskani. And they are ministers of state, members of parliament. And those days, 2016. It came in handy at the right time. In fact, one of the days I made transfers, Dr. Akuto said, former Minister of Planning and Evaluation, Monitoring and Evaluation. Obeto me so is gone. Me bank, SG Bank. Wabane no Obeto. And all these receipts, I've kept them. And send a copy to the party. Send the copies to the party. Enti ye to abanu wie no na me ko Me ha me san nya akukuduro.
Okay.
Call president ho. No a president elect. Command the trinkwa. Command the trinkwa na mes. Sa sre no se mesre na. Die atwam se wo ye ewiase nyina papa. Sa se mo nse menka na ba bia wo ha na meka. Die atwam bia no mesre there's been a lot of water under the bridge. Kwabena only mere lefty suspensions. Mere lefty suspensions. Now on one so any sir Ghana for he will be elevated in the eyes of Ghanaians because Sebi in the propaganda them say me nyɛ me na catch them me dem say makoma nyɛ bɔne na emum nipa dodo na fi say da bre ne yɛ mpɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ president ɛnɛnɛ wabɛyɛ president enti wo de frɛ back na nyɛ sɛ bia mpɛ sɛ me kɔ party ekote so there be ne so ɔbɛto akɔ abɔnten koraa na but me pɛ sɛ ɔbɛfrɛ back na Ghana for say wo yɛ obi a ɔtwi nipa ba boom. Those were my words I made me ne nkwa na officer.
Okay.
And that day there was a lot of people in the house. Party are winning elections today. Na mi wura hokwe ania e dey hwemia. Me catch them. Also Kwabena am say me be wura fi ha ania e hwemia. It says I'm not expected to come here but maba. I think it was December 28th. No nyan so in kra. No catch them so nyan so in. Na am say we are president elect. They all can na bebem. Say we are the father of all of us. Chairman or general secretary say in na papa no. Enti ye na hwe na left side na mfa nkabo. Okay. But me ka say man call adwene kakra me de bread no. Na am da na se. Na me free. So enti wo ha na what say e we say the Ministry of Roads. Me a civil engineer. But say there. Ena me the man TV be na jametiti me baby. So into 2018 no ndie etu me kakra because 2017 me tifie because almost indefinite. Me am intimi nkopa adwuma nye because as a general secretary you are the full-time employee of the party.
Okay. You
can't do any work. And you are supposed to be given your salary, your rent, all the things. In fact, according to the last handing over nosa, Jake Yema Paula Foucault, and is the chairman who determines the remuneration of the general secretary in our party's constitution. It's there, black and white.
The suspension indefinitely, no pay and answer without pay.
From day one, I make up to today. I media for only interviews, you was on to stay. Maybe no headline, but I'm just saying it in passing. I haven't said, in person, I can't watch him. Intimate letter to play. Say 2018 aso. Me term no I spy 4 years naso. Marco Twaba was a year first Ekofodua. Mo yi nipa foforo as general secretary. Enti what am I suspended from? Because in my view, logically, common sense, you cannot be suspended from a position that you do not occupy. Into me time, no, me tenure, no, I end it. Into I want an official acknowledgement from the party. Say, I'm a former general secretary. Okay. Now, me sound count, in spite of the fact that me was suspension. Sikase, me go consent. Ni receive bank transfers na me a copy. The letter to so a car na my bo or party. Would you believe me? Me be a general secretary. On my own, I painted the whole party headquarters. Because now I renovated the office at no cost to the party. At no cost to the party. There are people, only Musa Superior, I know one of my executive assistants. Only OPK, or a member of parliament from Price. They were my executive assistant, Chief Obosu Numniade. Pius Yajide. They know it. It's there. You can find out from them. From my own resources. Because party, no, yes, I contributed to party. Young civil engineer, Busum Biani Iska, and they are young executives, they are engineering parties of our party. I painted that office, changed it, BBR. I didn't take a cent. Go and buy 89 cities in the account. There was no money. So on them show. And to me, and I'm say, okay, Agyei, Jake said the General Secretary's remuneration should be at least at par with the parliamentary leader. Okay. Because the General Secretary is the head of the party. And the parliamentary leader, that's what the constitution of the party says. And me yes, and Monshena Muntia Meka. Na the SMTia, GR in from tax, Miss Snit, any other thing. Say, no number from the letter, maybe. Until time, I'll be free to me share that friend bio on phone. The chairman blay. Uko, men possess I must same way a travel to the next administration because only one is here. Who now bet me a swano. Until any day. In fact, since I'm me PA free me office die, see I suspend me. Me near man is the office home. Up to today, ya mama kwa man cause some name that. So, who personal stuff near day. Right. Yeah. Up to today, I don't know where those things are. I don't want to burden could you the new administration because it's not fair. If they find it and they bring it to me, fine. But I've just decided I won't even ask. But
which was a letter a year president Akufo-Addo. Only no kasa
make me let him the man say he should use his good offices as part in teaching. Because when you become president, although the party constitution doesn't say says, but you are the de facto leader of the party.
So do you
and no, and the call national councillor. Omuchro me say, Oma restating me rights near the BBA as a former general secretary. He is saying, I go to National Executive Committee meeting, I go to National Council because according to the Constitution, as a past general secretary, I'm entitled to that. Those are my entitled. Okay. Now the other ones, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Ebusian for say wakuma wo bibi mu na oye hu adwuma e ma wa hu say wa ye hu adwuma na to de bi na nkoyi a e ma oyi ye mu so ka medima di say o ka nyina so no eye obi nso e woni mu no etimi nso free ni mu wati bi e bia na de oti ye no uti ni different we ye se ka akum e di ni kuku na kasa ne num nti we de ono an num e na wati uti ye nso na pese wo fa now the quiet headlines are part of the OT no ena fa na tsuro ne sa pepepe yen ko quick commercial break ne mbra na fe yen hwe baby a onko ne di opese oye ne man sorry because ne di madoso
Mugaba na mewa anyara de ne dia mami adumba na menya enye yesu no dia mami o na TV papa say o we free wa Yadanya miasio, yada radia se onam oba papa fio the TV programs so na odi to your for saying crying now what be we asini nyina dia mai wonim say program yankasa wo ba behwe mesrew tini unya hwe no ansha wa ebo ne kese because it is blessing other people. But more than search through social media, YouTube, Oba Papa Tio, now the Worcester Soso, the Victoria Smith, and if I'm there, she's there. Make sure you share, spread the word. No, be so.
So when you are training, me call na yaba. I told the beer and common yet the sana, ne was say, a home make it sweeby near sign back. Because also was so a young home, now say it's a beam. On your name for engineer. What bremo? What bremo, papa? What bremo, papa?
Party.
Sad any at any day, any swing, so that never boy and come up.
Yamina, I say, it's still in Munyam, so mammy, holding in yeah, made the tiasi. Made it soon on my gun. We said, now can BBC be a yaw? BBC says here, a bear we ya, but me ya one shimmy muda. Because even 2016, Grana air fresh. me mobilize this guy. Na me na fufu bi me se debi meye. Me pese party no makoma. 2020 president osan frɛ me sɛ ɔpɛsɛ me bɛboa no wɔ ne campaign. Ne ne kɔ Ghana nyinaa 275 constituencies. Bia kɔyɛ campaign. San kɔtena Kumasi extra 1 week. Kasa kyerɛ wɔn a na sɛ ebufu aba wɔn ma apathetic sɛ the way I treat me or party no. Because people love me in this party. Because Omnim say I've given years of dedicated service and sacrifice to this party. They know it. Enti me kɔtena ase to me hu kyɛ kasa srɛ wɔn sɛ wo a ofiri sɛ titi a osu bia afa wani to me so na hwɛ me. Sɛ hwɛ de me a my general secretary kwa yɛ to me atwɛ enso so. Ɛnyɛ hwee mabade bɛboa mampani na yɛnya second term. And I did that.
Right.
Ewie yɛ no so no. Sɛ bi nye sɛ bi a me kɔ no me ne no hyehyɛ bi a na sɛ me de attach conditions. There be me fapem nneɛma mmiɛnsa ewiase. I call it my triple S and my political doctrine. A service, sacrifice, and selflessness. Service, so besum without expecting anything. Sacrifice, so I don't want for it to watch it. They said the Mia Kola ni we see who penny for so me as them who for it. My campaign I do behind so they so be selfless say yeah you be crying found party to the extent say on suspension ground make I go mobilize this car na me dey akoma constituency for so omumwa me and call winning 169 solid seats. It is a bad president frame me. Yeah, me na mebu sanse na left me suspension and then we are there na the baby. Maybe yes ana me tete me yes ana papa tete me papa mete Disney or no or you for on hane ho we ase bebre. It is our spirit of contentment the idea me dey nyame ase so de ma for the amame me ni mrehwe kitwa bia menya bia mani agi menya me ball bi hwe nya me TV bi hwe ne ade a mani agi so enti eyem de eyem na kakra ne se ye wie ya to abawi afi do because ye di me ho agro wo ha se ye be ni chief of staff omo a oni engineer ne de ba news ozo deputy cry am farmer no ne de story na so bibi say ba obo say wo ire no ma omo kan no those things na what made them my say yes it takes skin or say so I can manage it because I know say I chose this profession say me until I can withstand all the blows that I take.
Right.
But any many people it was very low. Who had a TV3 there by so I appointed Director General Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority. Now was so for frail. Now we frail. Congratulations. Yes, send messages. We are catching so and this Ukwasarafina na IBBO. And they took me through all this whirlwind. But Nyanko Ponti, I don't feel any pain. They beat him who cries, hey, now, Comrades are still out look Ikaka. What they are branty, Mojamu, and watch and be happy. Me said no, on my baby, a year queen. And the kind of politics we are doing in this country, SSS. Because I say, yeah, the politics now, I say, a did attempt. I know, yeah, yen say nipa. You should acquire them fast. Me born by the Yanko Mamma, Minya, Tinka, Mammy, almost a corner. Found some bar for it.
It is half for real, or when I made Bassasset. They say for real, but now person do home. A year could rap presidential and
no American.
Ain't you know why you ready power for our position?
Yanko prepare me that. Yes. Me, like I'm saying, I'm a trained civil engineer. Into me, results oriented. I believe in driving for progress. It is part of my training. And I said, I'm catching on you'll be a middle party. And I'm very passionate about this country, Ghana. And after 30 years of democracy in Ghana, I think the time is ripe for the crack of a new dawn, a new direction, in a new dimension. Mrena so say, as he as Ghanaians. Here is a baby abedri. Are we happy where we are? The difficulties that we are facing? And why are we facing those difficulties? Because from time immemorial, Economic Recovery Program, ERP1, ERP2, ERP3, FinSap, PAMS card, EPIC, Yako. I am saying, we count 17 times. And I say, okay, doctor, 17 times now one tower. It's also a doctor no. So we have to begin to look at ourselves. It is time for us to recalibrate our values as a people. Politics na na memo governance. Nipa hu do na nipa yiedie nipa som ntini yeye. Enye ye die benya free. American President Bineka said, don't look out for what you get from your country, but what contribution you can make to your country. And that is what animates my political activity. Intermediate, me de mo bo afore, e de me ho akire party for no say, mo sumafo, mo akoa, ma sum adubu ahene, asum kufo, asum akufuado, me ne kire matia ye adwuma. I know all the elders of this party from day one. Met a lot of them, from Stephen Kreku to Kwesi Lamte to BJ Darocha. Many of them. Tomia Metopo, Eke Deku, Mibodia, Mimoye, Amobedia Konom, Don Kofojo. Tisa MPP, I would say, in all humility, the institutional memory of this political tradition. I have a certain sense of attachment to the grassroots. A woman ye dear Ntina ye babe. Nasisi Ghana politics no. Ye yama Ghana fondu do na abamu ebu. Akobane se. Ye yama politics na ye se okwa na aye se keke da ho. Utwetwem se ya na oyiba kwa ma wono party fo nkwa na makoti. Ye nyene sa. People are elected into office to serve the whole country. It doesn't matter who is in it. Once we find ourselves in the borders of our country, Ghana, that is where we should be Ghanaians first. To me, I'm a very detribalized politician. I don't even refer to where I come from because I have a varied background. Kumasi, Kumasi, because school Cape Coast. My veteran kind, so me na my veteran kind. The move my kind say me a gamanche. Because with me can kakra, with me can fancy so kakra. So, that's the spirit that I am imbibed with, to bring the joy back to Ghanaians and for them to have belief in politics again. Okay. And so Afro Barometer Service na bana. Politics, the confidence in the political system is dwindling.
Right.
It's dwindling.
Right.
And so in Kolani Bia, who ayaka DSC the past 40 years, Bra Ghana for Bre in the so-called 31st December revolution, consume nipa over 500 Jira who Ghana, Kofunyuma saying. And then Simpsons Kakrabana if you see difficulties, I bet them Kolamzo and they say Kubani. Hey, yeah, you who cool dear. And the suffering that Ghanaians went through in the 70s and 80s. I was a teenager at the time. Who was school, who was a colleague. Achene papa, abonitio. It has an impact on you. Wa unyini acho papa, abonitio. We don't want that kind of thing. Name no interest politicians should take us for granted.
Right.
To take the mandate that the Ghanaian people give them for granted. To whether me MPP knew any day and
okay.
Right. I have to find a way of communicating that to them. And I'm saying I've made a lot of waves in the media, especially with the economic situation. When about 3 months ago, I said to the president, he's got to intervene and remove the managers of the economy, because I could see where we were heading towards. Me see Hotro. And at that time,
it's only
I said it. In fact, at that time, the city was 7 cedis to a dollar.
Okay.
At the last check yesterday, they are telling me it's 14 cedis or 15 cedis to a dollar. And with the economy, I did a friend of confidence. They're very critical.
Right.
So if the business community lose hope in those who are managing the economy, you've got to act as president. You've got to act as president. And I said that. And Kwabena in the MP before yes, and I said, look, the politics now, we a politician. Now when you nipa, ben we bit my kind of fracture. People who can look you in the eye and call you out and guide you, you lose your way. Na Ghana for so ye periodium, siku fancy, praise singers, what I call enablers. Ye diwechi ye tunyum diwechi. Now I'm kwambone so ye ntufo because one be didi wo. Ude me embo minister and I embo bibi. Who vetting cry? Who go my hemfo? Etutuntuma enchine ebidi dono. Nti adwuma na yasmo sekoye no. On here you lose focus.
Right.
Until we celebrate the appointments as if we have discharged a responsibility. When really our focus should be to go in there, turn things around and develop our country. That's what we face as a people.
Engineer, Samishia, next time mission here when you as a president, I say Mame, one major idea officer, see Malquiana, be changing our Ghana.
Oh, Ghana, it does too much for you to say one major. But yes, first and foremost, I'm a believer in small governments.
Okay. And
then Americans are the same way. When I was General Secretary, I said it in 2015 in an interview on TV3. It's there on YouTube. You can see it. Hot issues. And even when I was press secretary to the president, I don't cry and say me taking instructions. Yeah, aviation, any railways, any ports and harbor. You must stand alone ministries. I was not happy because as a civil engineer, I feel that they are all under transport. There should be one minister of transport. Intermediate, one of the major things I would do, and I've said this everywhere, I will not exceed the 19 ministers that the Constitution stipulates. 19? I may even go lower.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Because we can consolidate a lot of the ministries. I mean, youth and sports, the natural home of youth and sports is education. But America, sports in your school, you know, collegiate system, college football, one more professional. The natural home of youth and sports ministry is education. It should be one. It shouldn't be standing alone. Fisheries and aquaculture should be part of agriculture. Okay. Transport, railways, ports and harbors should not be standing alone. It should be all part of transport.
Okay.
Aviation, all part of transport. Sanitation and water resources, it should be part of, it used to be Ministry of Works and Housing. It should be part of public works. Until I wouldn't have works and housing and water, no, it's Ministry of Public Works. Until there are a lot of ministries that, in my view, should not be there in the first place.
Okay.
So, and then also, one drastic thing is we don't need more than one deputy minister per ministry. The president has one vice president. So the ministers, you have one deputy. Yeah, Eniska. So we've got to cut our coat according to the size of cloth I wear.
Right.
Now, yeah, austerity, can say, so also we've been tightening the belt. We've got to tighten our belts even harder.
Okay.
So, into me, I'll cut the size of government and I'll work towards even the complete separation of powers.
Okay.
So that parliament will be parliament, executive, executive.
Okay.
This cross between that may demand require constitutional amendment.
Okay.
So, and there are certain things. I mean, people are talking about Article 71. There are portions of it that we have to look at. For instance, I mean, I've never been a supporter of the fact that parliamentarians who return to parliament still take ex gratia. So we'll call permanently, we may be there. Of course, I just want to worry about wapijano to a certain level. Tina, etuya alimony no. We say we jana, enka say ukontu ukosa. Eso ohwe na kaka. Saa so na obi ye adwuma wo parliament. let's say coffee permanently. A man of sa exgression, but to repeat it every 4 years, I think it's morally unsound. It is not right, and we don't even have the money to do it. At the end, it's Agyei.
Wow.
So, and the Supreme Court is too large. I think at the last count, only 16. In my view, we should cap it at 9 and not allow them to retire because, Lord, now we have more experience. I did a human so better. I could jump. No, I can't name us. Oh, I want Dinko there. America says, we are here replace it. And as a chance, will become medically infirm and incapable of doing your work. Then you can be replaced. Now, at 70 years, you can't be replaced. Who replacing the Susua? They retire on their salary, and then you have to appoint a replacement. So you are paying double. So, yes, so we have to be very firm believer in the fact that you cannot spend what you have not earned. This is kind of the enemy. That there be a budget. Yes, a budget. You estimate for expenditure, not a bro revenue. I say expenditure and revenue, at least a one. The best thing you can do to manage your economy is to control what you can control. Revenue, they are adding. Because taxes, you need to put in legislation, tighten the screws. But they are all spending, they say, better market, and they won't spend it.
Right.
And mean, say, me appointing 19 ministers. So 19 cars never. Yeah, 80.
Engineer, na de okay na ya tibi do ebi ho mo kan but omu ba
matise sa na mo kan matise sa mo ka sa asem no na politician me I'm not speaking as if I've never been in politics. I've been press secretary to the president, the rank of a minister. Okay. And I went in there to serve. Muti said that say me Kwabena Agyepong ko abemu Yankopon so boa me no me see me die from engineering practice. I built my own house in East Legon where I stay before we got into government in 2001. Into me, I stayed where I stayed. In fact, for the first 2 years, I was using my own BMW vehicle to go to. Now, my BMW 535i. I feel now my government issue. So we should understand that we have to change the psyche of people going into government. Intermediate, I'm not just saying it, my life record is there. My experience is there. I buy properties, what is it to be there? I was in government. I had the opportunity to do it. I don't like it. I'm against the sale of government properties. It's something that I mean about. Because Mintias is a Ghana. All the choicest lands in Ridge, cantonments, Laboni, a huge value. A bind the idea. But who near the Amaka brand? The money chip no so a big profit. The size can get bit my bagana. And all these big buildings in real estate near them, Ghana government could have had equity be at 15%, 20%. 15%, 20%. And the Kay here say IMF.
Okay.
Now from Rollins time, almost 30 years, I didn't know. Or no crowd didn't publish no bone to so be my 50,000 loan. Okay. We are saying near many be summer. Meboa. And so Ghana for is radiant and per se kind of crap. No, it is very wrong.
Yeah.
What he did,
right?
One day he should have been the last person crack and say, who's a Ghana property or better because you've got people executed for much less. So, and these are things that I want to talk about during this political campaign. I want us to elevate it. Na obi or person odi or mining him and na say party in him. Ye musa na doing what he wants to say the word busami. And I've told you 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Right. Yeah, nonko. I have my views on try to help to reduce unemployment, my views on the economy, how to shape it, and even the city and how we are the monetary policy, how we are handling it. menti ase da
na de ntina nimdwe nyina we wo na wontimi fam boa wa ban no emo mu
asema me kam say da bra want
meti pa
me ko boa campaign no
da binya campaign
me si me ko boa campaign me wie no nya mentimi nko chichire president sa so on fa adwuma ma me the least I was expecting from him say would the entrance cry na me man me views on what has happened.
Okay.
Because in my view, we share result about 2020.
Okay.
Now compare to 2016. Mind you, we had a 63-seat majority in 2016. By 2020, I disappeared.
Right.
Popular vote now 1 million plus. Now I halved to 500 plus. Say no, there's an Ghana for KBB. Ntimu na ese utie se the nkrofo e kan na the first time no kwa na say ese mesisa mensa no yes sir nti is it not surprising say up to today there's not been a major shake up of the government?
Right.
It is. And some of these things we have to be able to be honest enough to say it as Ghanaians,
right,
as patriots, just to help his own legacy. The damage that is being done is having a collateral effect on the MPP. And now, the party forms of shut I think it's our party. So be sorry. In the heat of the difficulties, this is where we have to get up and be counted. A strong MPP. There are some of us in the party who may not be entirely satisfied with what is going on and want to do things in a much different way. So
my young class idea way through because if you know be a young say unim die nyina no wenti me amfa amboa government na se wo die wo pemu a wonya nka beboa na wo nya kwanya no
Dabi na se untimi for obeduma for so aboa Dabi enya ne sa
okay
me de se obi anim se o frɛ me se meboa
okay
wa frɛ me se me kan ba na
okay
o frɛ me abi I will be sitting in the cabinet
all right
nka de ekoso nyina metimi hu se bi e komobo se Dabi me enya ne sa we say I will express my opinion me so dey no credit. It's part of me. It's part of the reasons why they orchestrated my removal as General Secretary. Because Womunim said me, I'm a very tough person, but in whom I'm very frank, honest. Inti Agyei here, and no one with me, there are no tricks. You get what you see. So that's how I believe life should be.
Right.
And I'm not obsessed with political position. I'm doing this not because of gratification be a president. No. I'm well concerned about the transformation of the Ghanaian and the Ghanaian people.
And as it stands right now, no, you think the president now could
of course, right now when you are leading,
right,
you can change things quickly.
Until when say ambition that when you swap a so could be president, no.
Best some of mine,
some of mine.
Sana, your friend is NDC chairman. Was no contribution, no chop. One me boa campaigner eba wuni. Sa adwene no esi free. Ye kwa be mo enye aduane ne akodi. So this thing as me could say debi. Ye kosum.
Kosum of mine.
Kosum of mine.
Okay.
People should understand that, and that is what I did when I was President Kufuor's press secretary. Say me opportunities na me pay position. That's all my position.
Okay.
Come I say, that time Granny gave a co-worker. You can say Minister of Source but I was determined, said there was a reason, a very personal reason that I decided I'm not going to do it.
Okay. Because
me the position there, my life is not fashioned by the political positions that I occupy in society. They begin to hear me.
Okay.
They hear me say me abuwe nipa. Individuals, maybe that's what I do. And with that, I think I have that empathy. Now me can say 3 S's: service, sacrifice, selflessness. Tima, unitima, me politician because nipa mobo yiko, here we go. Inti esa wo tima. So them sure, and that's what I have.
Ebusia for or say e was say or tima. Simani so die, oda na di so wo because so baby o free any baby a wabedru any baby o say all kwa. Nothing say nyetima enka by now kebi anka wagege ada nkonko bi. Nti sa tima no ebrebe mu campaign anka se du ono ma ebi ebeko Ghana ne ne na kwatwetwe nkomo na ya hwedio diankasa opeso oye ene omo tai na chi ebeboa no ama ne dwumedie no ebesi pi ebesita enre ni ti no ye de besi ama ne nkasa pi ene ye hu se president de e yade awoko no akwa gipi engineer e ba to de na wo ka kira adofo ene ti from mo hwe wen.
Oh, my first and foremost, me denya me ase. Say me hwe niema ma femu. Na Nyankopon ma me ahoden ne nkwa. Say still me gina me na so. Still me fancy moja mono no. Ebi o me mu. Frusane. I think I have the vitality and the drive to be able to instigate the change that the country needs right now.
Okay.
The Mesre Ghana for munye jidi. They should not lose hope in the politics. Now, who said this is a country worth dying for. Your man, is woman in idea and Saturday, so a national anthem, then the national pledge, the meaning of those words. In this our nationalistic spirit now, Uba America, how number, Ubia flag, there's a man who said Ghana flag, that star of Africa, that leadership position, doing the right things for the commonality of the people. Into the whole thing, my ambition is to provide opportunities for all and secure our future as a country, especially for the generations unborn. There's a baby year there. Let's say yes, in Sakra, especially on our understanding of party politics and governance. See who say a memo ye de besum nipa, a memo ye ba solve problems of society. Near Buangofo and Yanyo. No munya jidi say will be able to serve your country, serve you, and radically transform this country to the Ghana that we all want to see. That was it.
Engineer, you make sure be brave. So buy it. Two Miss Afro now to buy it. Wister and our battle. We never do Wister. When I see your Baba TV, President and what wrong.
That's it. I mean, that the okay.
It was for a BRS system with CA. You bear my engineer Kwabena Agyei Agyepong and now Motin and Can Papa TV. The former General Secretary Emma NPP Sansuna Noye Press Secretary Emma Kufuor Agyei and then Motin and Can. Abeka Yawa any Agyepong. It's baby will be an Yami Adoma, Bessayat Minkebio, Medamunian say. Woman Minda NPP for so more in say. It is through your Bema Louise. Baby, I will be a woman penny for Medamasi. And so with me arrange be a kama, mammy. Ralph, baby, I will be a no, or some medasi be bree. So with me, Yama at to talk quine so. Now Miss Mitty no at your chain and come. Yami Shram, on come home, now bomb home by over be a movie. Kwame kesi die me na menua bema me am me boss me did say be there from so baby bia no obeba be correct me next time be ye ni be da mu nyina ase nyame hia mo nka mo. Proud sponsors baako Claudia's Fashion Gallery and more. Claudia Fashion Gallery and more open shoe bags clutches and kente and jewelries and a cha be pacho Bomodia ne hu Claudia ube ko no mu abenya enyema me bubu nyine bi so papa pa ti Mr. friend 508-414-7327 okọ no mu a no akọ akoyi bronya na ebe me pa cho ko Claudia Fashion Gallery and more na ko du bronya ga na fa bi nso siesie wo ma ho na fa bi siesie wo kunu ho bia abeko bia benye bi ho sa enso na yenua mi na Obapatio TV de mi say fashion for nko na sponsor programs akese ya me nyina enti ukọ mafras kuto mafras ho nso so a intare bia wo pe bia nso so eno nso benya ebi wo ho no mo enti pacho so wo patare na wa hye no wo look beautiful with all occasions me pacho bomodia na ko mafras ho no mo na ko yi watare ne bo nso da fom pa wo ko ho no ma no akoyi no wa hye na so ho aye febi na so afro basima na so say mafras kuto na Claudia yom no mo so mase na ya me di interview akese yi e de brew e wo bia
your papa, begin your papa, oh your papa, a friend of papa,